Storm Runner is a hydraulic launch coaster located at Hersheypark in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Manufactured by Intamin and situated in the Pioneer Frontier section of the park, this Accelerator coaster opened to the public on May 8, 2004. It reaches a height of 150 feet or 56 meters and catapults riders from 0 to 72 miles per hour or 116 kilometers per hour in 2 seconds. The ride features a top hat, 3 inversions, and a dual loading station. Storm Runner also contains about 2,600 feet or 790 meters of track. Storm Runner is the first Accelerator coaster to utilize over-the-shoulder restraints and the first to have a dual loading station with switch tracks. It was also the first Accelerator coaster to feature inversions. The coaster is a fan favorite for everyone who goes to Hersheypark. The ride is both intense and whippy as it hauls through its layout. It's an extremely picturesque coaster, as there are many great angles to get photos of this ride. It winds itself around the middle of the park, over rivers and railroad tracks, and actually you can get some more great views of Storm Runner from the train ride. The station is located back by Jolly Rancher Remix, the park's Vekoma boomerang. You will notice these two rides actually share a sign since the entrances are so close. After boarding the train leaves the station and it moves through the switch track and onto the launch track. As the train moves into position, the sound of a heartbeat is played through the speakers. After a brief pause, the train rolls backwards slightly, the brakes on the launch track retract, and a recorded voice says, "Now get ready, here we go." Then the train is launched from 0 to 72 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds. This launch is very punchy and smooth, definitely the best launch in Pennsylvania. Following the launch, the train climbs vertically through a 150-foot top hat. When sitting in the front rows, you get a great dose of ejector airtime at the top. The train then drops 180 feet, reaching the top speed of 75 miles per hour. I usually gray out at the bottom of this drop, so it's pretty intense. Then the train climbs into a 135-foot tall Cobra Loop, a first-of-its-kind element. After another drop, the train traverses yet another first-of-its-kind element, the Flying Snake Dive, a heartline roll followed by a dive drop. This element is awesome because it starts out with a pop of ejector airtime and then whips you into a heartline roll. But it just keeps going. By the time you reach the end, it keeps rolling, but then whips you down towards the ground. This is one of the best inversions I've ever experienced. Following the final inversion, the train descends and crosses over Spring Creek and a section of Trailblazer. The train then rises through 2 bank turns, first to the right, then the left. After a brief moment of airtime, the train enters the final brake run. Storm Runner is actually my 4th favorite coaster at Hersheypark, and that's saying a lot about Hersheypark because I love this ride. The park's lineup is just so stacked that it falls to 4th for me. But I'd say this is my favorite Intamin Accelerator. It's more unique and has the same intensity as the big ones, but it has a longer ride experience. This coaster is a 9 out of 10 for me, and I highly recommend checking it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.